Mercedes-Benz, Vodafone, Alienware, DHL, and Pay Safeguard.
It's the first time we were gonna get the top 4, so it's like everyone's happy about that because the big thing for Brazil, the major and top 4 at the same time, everyone's happy about that.
Virtus.pro, this tournament is about cars. We are collecting bands. We want to go on TI on our cars. All of us, 5 persons.
This time, I'll get the Mercedes. Let's go drive in Brazil, man, in the beach. Everyone's excited to play against VP, I don't know why, but if you beat the big teams, okay, you can beat everyone.
I think we feel very comfortable now, so it doesn't matter for us whom to play against.
They really should mute us in the game.
Because of chat wheel?
Because our chat wheel is like, it would be fun.
They should mute us, for sure.
Okay, VP, no one is gonna mute the chat. Just do it. Let's go play for fun.
They should be scared to come to game lobby with us, because we're in very good shape now.
In VP, you know everything about the lane phase. But like, let's go see what's happening, all right?
Guys, you can come, you can play versus us, you can play versus us with your strongest strategies, you have a stronger one.
Okay, Pasha, I have something to say for you. You're gonna play aggressive because we have the Brazilian guys together. So it's that, let's go.
I hope we'll face a really good team to show beautiful game for everyone who will come to this tournament to watch.
We are here to play a good Dota.
Day 2, Birmingham! Oh my God, I am so proud to get to be a part of this. You are part of the UK's first Dota major. The UK! We are dominating. 2018 is UK's year, man. They're taking it over. We've got Counter-Strike on the way. We've got Dota right here, right now. And look at the turnout. Good God, some new faces. Woo! Top 4 now, semi-finals. This is when things get very, very exciting, and I certainly am one of them. You guys have been spectacular. I want to just get the little read of the room. I do feel like paiN Gaming do seem to be a favorite. So who's got paiN Gaming? Got paiN Gaming fans here? Yes, there was a Brazilian barbecue in Brum just yesterday, and we'll be seeing more from them today. Any Virtus.pro fans? Glory supporters, the lot of you. All right. I'm looking forward to this one, and we can't really have a semi-final without our team. So please, let me hear you, let me see that roof raised, decibels off the charts as we welcome our first team. They've been exceptional. Let's go ahead and really give them a warm welcome. Let me go for paiN Gaming! This underdog has shown just how sharp their teeth can be. Weehar's laughing at me. Maybe we'll be talking to him at the end of this one. We'll find out, but either way, they need an opponent. I see a lot of those VP jerseys in the front, so let me hear you. It is the very best from the CIS, Virtus.pro! collected, they are terrifying. This is going to be a clash of such different versions of teams, however, both very similar in their aggression. This is going to be a brawl, and I cannot wait to witness it with all of you. But first, we're going to go ahead and check in with some of the more familiar faces.
Thank you very much, Alex. Yes, it's me, ODPixel and Ahaz here, ready to have a bit of a look into this upcoming series. paiN Gaming versus Virtus.pro here at the second day at the main stage arena here at ESL Birmingham. What a matchup we have. And Ahaz, there's so many players that we could talk about, but we singled out a couple here for a very good reason here.
Yeah, I want to highlight the carry position matchup in this series. Since TI7, there are a whole lot of players with over 100 professional matches after this grind of a DP season, and only 4 of them are averaging 630 gold per minute or better in professional play. Got Resolution and Miracle, and you got the 2 carry players in this series, Ramses and HFN. No one else is over 600. They are 30 gold per minute clear of the rest of the field. As you can look at this, both of them take a lot of the resources from their team, almost a third, over 25% of the total net worth on the map. But they're capable, since we're talking about Vodafone, both these guys play incredibly quickly. They're capable of playing different tempos. You saw yesterday, HFN on his Slark get a quick Shadow Blade.
16-0-4 in that game.
Absolutely amazing. He slowed down, though, after that Shadow Blade to play for his team's BKB timing, but in the second game, he gets his BKB on Troll, and they go straight for racks at the 15-minute mark. Ramses, we know he's capable of doing that on a stunning variety of heroes, plays an incredibly aggressive lifestealer. I think this safe lane matchup is going to be a huge key to the series.
I mean, this series as well, looking at these 2 players, is there any sort of hero that you'd be very excited to see one of these 2 sort of step up and bring out here in this matchup?
Well, I think after yesterday, you said it yourself, man, we got to look out for that HFN Slark. I want to see if they're going to move HFN back to that mid lane matchup potentially like they did the other day. He was 67-45 up on Miracle at the 10-minute marks on last hits, TA versus OD. You do not see Miracle lose a lane like that very often, and I think that's the kind of performance in the early game they're going to need for paiN to stay with VP.
And I think it was interesting to see that as well with the stats, incredibly comparable stats between HFN and Ramses. And sure, Ramses, they've got DPC wins underneath them. HFN, though, this guy, he's turning up with paiN Gaming with this roster. They've definitely got the caliber to be able to take a big tournament, and especially a match against VP. There is a chance, and as we've seen with the predictions, that people believe so. There's a lot of backing for paiN, and understandably so, the performance that we've seen so far here at LAN.
Absolutely. This is I want to be fair. This is a tough matchup for paiN. VP is maybe the only team in the world that matches up with them blow for blow at every position. But I think if they get that all-world performance from Tavo like they did at the Kiev Major, if they get their 2 cores online, this is a team that can play with VP. Expect fast action, expect high tempo. This is going to be a great series.
And not only just the action, we can certainly expect the humor as well. We heard it sort of in the little clips beforehand. There's going to be a lot of chat wheel, especially between those 2 players, especially from Ramses. He's got the face of a little cheeky man. So.
I got to ask you, VP, you really think you're going to out-BM Brazil?
We're going to find out.
I don't think it's going to happen.
We're going to find out. Thank you very much, Alan. That's it from myself and Alan as we pass you back for the rest of the pregame.
Thanks very much, gents. Yes, great preview of the game. I guess, gents, that was one of the things we forgot about. When we were talking about how do they match up, we forgot the chat wheel.
Oh, yeah. If you think about, let's re-encapsulate that entire interview. What was it? The paiN Gaming team is about fun and passion, and the VP team is about chat wheel and collecting cars. All right, that sounds good to me. I love the fact that they both have different ideas in both in-game and outside of the game as well.
I mean, in all seriousness, what do you make of this, Will? Are you all right with it? Bit of BM, bit of fun?
Dude, I love it. It's like, they said, you should mute us if you're going to play against us.
Yeah,
But
other players have said that's exactly what they've done. If they don't like it, they mute them.
They absolutely should. If it really bothers you that much, but it's for the viewers, I think VP right now, they're hamming it up a little bit. They're having a really good time. At the same, you remember how you said there's not a whole lot for them to play for, but I think they're having a really good time.
Yeah.
You want to continue to BM throughout the tournament. If you want to get to the finals, collect the bends, this is how you do it.
Yeah, if the players can have more fun playing the game, I think that's always great, especially if they can show us that they're also engaging in that way. So always happy to see it, and there's only so many teams. Mute them if you don't like them.
Yeah, we're going to move towards the draft very shortly. I just want to pick out one player. He was picked out by the 2 guys earlier on, but for me, Ramses is actually the key player for both of these teams. For much of what Will was talking about earlier, both in terms of how he plays and how well he does, but also whether paiN can shut him down.
Yeah, I think that's actually really important in the games we saw yesterday, at least. Like, heroes like Gyrocopter and Luna are being pretty consistently banned in the first phase or left out sometimes. And I think those are like the best carries that can contribute to lane and get a lot of kills, whereas other teams are trying to do things like safe lane your Lycan so that he just kind of subsists and takes the damage. If Ramses has to play a defensive hero that can't be aggressive and get kills, then he might just get out pressured and be too far behind to contribute.
I've wasted a question here, Cap, because I was going to talk to you about the bounty hunter, but it doesn't matter. It's going to get banned every game, isn't it?
Yeah, it definitely gets banned out. I think the hero is just a bit too strong. They lost to LGD in a similar way, where LGD tried 2 times in a row to go bounty hunter axe in the Epicenter series. Again, both LGD as well as Fly to Moon took down VP in Epicenter, and I think a large part of what they tried to do was put pressure on Ramses. It was,
and we've already seen it with paiN as well. Yeah. They've abused that bounty. The axe is the other one, isn't it? That paiN have been banning an awful lot, but also they've been banning the Night Stalker in almost every game as well. So
I mean, Night Stalker is just too strong of a hero. You don't let any team that has first pick, unless you have some sort of plan that you feel like you're going to get something really good in return.
Yeah, and this is the vision game where we were talking about the other day, that paiN have figured out that if the other team have good vision on them, they lose.
Yeah, I think they play the vision game and they play the aggression very well. Something I would like to point out draft-wise is when Fly to Moon beat them in Virtus.pro, they just picked as aggressive heroes as humanly possible. They picked 5 heroes that could fight at all times.
Yep.
In one of the games, they picked Spirit Breaker.
They picked Tree, Spirit Breaker, aggro dual lane to try and shut down a Lifestealer.
If you want to beat VP, you have to take the fight to them. You can't be afraid. You can't be afraid of their laning phase. A lot of teams are, and they get into this passive laning phase in VP build-up, because VP's scariest strength is that they have 5 players who play very impactful heroes. Solo is not your traditional 5 player where he just sits in the safe lane, pulls, wards. He's going to be active around the map. He's also going to try to gank just as much as Roger is. You can't let him get into that kind of tempo.
And when they give Ramses slower heroes like, say, the Slark or the Morphling that's been more in vogue lately, he's still trying to play that very actively.
Well, the fast picks are coming in from Virtus.pro. They ban the Night Stalker, paiN then ban the Doom, which they've also been banning a lot of. And they open with a Gyro Disruptor, immediately answered back by the Omni. And because it's the second pick, obviously it means they can get rid of the Rubik if they need to.
Yes,
very good point. It's a good response to Gyro on lane to have an Omni Knight, just because you can repel yourself if things get really bad and just kind of chain heal. So you can harass him, be tanky enough to sustain, continue to get last hits, and hopefully prevent him from having a really good early game.
Haven't seen any, we talked yesterday about how they had to kind of limit Weehar's pool a little bit, take out the Ember, take out the TA. Haven't seen anything like that so far from Virtus.pro.
I think it's okay. I feel like VP is more reactionary than that.
Yeah.
The amount that they target ban is pretty limited anyways. And that's the sign of a confident team, because they know, we're really good, pick your Linas, we don't really care. Yeah. We'll see how that works against them in game 1.
Is it more for Virtus.pro about what they don't want to play on to give their own heroes a better game, rather than it's what they don't want to play against because paiN are good at?
I think these are just general heroes that they just don't want to be against. Like, they would ban these heroes against most people. Like in the VP series, they just banned Night Stalker against everyone.
It's also like an execution thing. Like Bounty Hunter just has this scary thing where you could have a couple weak team fights that lead to this cascading like snowball advantage. That's one of the reasons paiN beat Liquid in their best of 1 during group stage. So, and Death Prophet is just strong at laning, transitions well, counters a lot of heroes, and has such a powerful ultimate that can be used even if you're behind. So
I think if you're paiN, you have to focus on Ramses' hero pool here. Ban away his Lifestealer. I think they should also take out the Luna, because Luna Omni Knight is a scary combo, and we've also seen how the Luna matches up against the Gyro. There are too many like 4 positions, if you want to try and limit that. There are too many 4 positions that are going to be able to work with the Leshrac, whether he's core or if he's going to be another support. There's still like both Sand King, Clockwork, maybe even an Earth Spirit, though that did not succeed yesterday.
No. That did not work. The ban on the Naga is significant because that is a paiN hero, and they've taken away the Slark. Are you surprised, Will?
Not really. I think it's a hero that HFN is one of the best in the world at.
Yeah.
That is one of those comfort targets.
But that's why I'm saying why paiN banned it.
Ramses has been playing Slark at this tournament. I think that's like the fresh hero that since Terrorblade is no longer a hero, like they got to get a couple more for Ramses, and they've been playing a lot of Slark. And we've seen Slark does do relatively well against Gyrocopter because he can get an early BKB. He can't be targeted by the Rocket Barrage. He just goes into his cloud, and he's okay. He just regens up. So he's kind of a dangerous hero to play against in that regard.
It would have comboed so well with VP's draft as well, because if he ever catches somebody with Pounce and Omnis in the area, that's an extra Purifying nuke. Not to mention that Slark would have been decent at evading Disruptor in the early game, and having an Omni Knight to back that up survivability-wise just would have made it really hard to lock him down.
I think they're just trying to get rid of the counters to Gyro as well.
They pick up the King RD, Sand King, which can still be played for Tavo, but...
Also a nice block on Roger as well, in case he wanted to go and play it again.
So what's going to come with the Sand King is the important thing. I think he's a strong laner, but I think outside of like Darkseer Sand King dual lanes, he sometimes has some issue contesting compared to other strong zone supports or fighting supports like paiN.
You have options just because you did ban the Lifestealer, and you have, because you have the Sand King, you get to dual lane with pretty much anything. Like, you can still do the Underlords and stuff like that.
Shouldn't they be more concerned about having enough aggressive pressure, though? I feel like everybody's been doing pretty, not like ultra aggressive damage lanes like Sky Axe every game, but still something that's fairly pressured. Like a Brewmaster is probably a good example.
Yeah.
It can be up in your face, lots of damage from both of the two, and then Sand King later can transition into setting up team fights.
I thought VP was gonna ban it in second phase, because it's one of the better ways to deal with the Omni Knight too. You get the Dispel, you can just Cyclone him into the air. That's what Chinese teams have been doing to just counter the Omni. It was like when Terrorblade was really popular too. It was like you'd pick TV Omni and then the enemy team would just immediately open with Brew.
So they feel like this is actually going to be a good enough core Leshrac game? Because we already have the Omni Knight, so the only other play is if it somehow support Leshrac, then it'd have to be the Ramses Omni Knight and then Pasha Clockwork, which I'm not really expecting that to happen. So we're going to have a mid no one Leshrac here.
Yeah, right now paiN have an overwhelming amount of team fighting catch. Like, I think their lineup looks really balanced to me. It's not really lacking anything. They have good catch, they have good stuns, they have two different ways to open up the fight, which I really like. I think I told you earlier, I hate it when there's only one initiation and it's your Sand King.
Yep.
It puts too much pressure on him.
And the other thing that I really like is the fact that Sand King gives you just such good way to be able to easily clear out creep waves. Because you have such good team fight, you want to make sure that your lanes are constantly pushed in. You actually pointed out to me that VP always try and prioritize at least two heroes that can do that for you. Right now, they've only got one in the Leshrac.
Oh, wave clearing?
Yeah.
Yeah, they almost always have a hero on no one or Ramses, one of the two. But they need, I think they need maybe a little bit more team fight to push them over the edge. They need something that they can burst the Brewmaster with. Because right now your options are you grip him and you have to burst him for like 1600 damage instantly. Otherwise he's going to get split off, and that's really annoying for you to play against.
A lot of carries have problems with Brewmaster in the laning phase. I do like Juggernaut versus the Gyro. I'm not sure how I like it against the Sand King Brew aggro dual lane. Again, paiN represented a very big threat here to Virtus.pro.
I think that troll ban makes tons of sense. I wasn't really sure, but works well against Gyro once you just get on top of him, chain hit him until he dies. Can work against Brew, even with limited disables, would have given that Brew solution. And once he gets BKB, he doesn't have to worry pretty much at all about Disruptor. Sand King is less of an issue.
They could switch things up too. Haven't they done Ramses Lesh before, safe lane?
Yeah, they can definitely put him in the side lane, which gives you a nice range hero that isn't as threatened by that low range Burrow Strike and Clap combo.
Yeah, you could put baiN plus Lesh up there, run the dual clock off, and then pick something like Lina mid, and then you'd have a ton of burst.
Don't you think Lina makes their draft a little bit vulnerable to initiation though? Like,
I would take like Lina or Quap, because I feel like if you have a hero like Quap, you can play faster on the map.
I like Quap. She's a little bit more survivable, less vulnerable if she's in the map. She won't have to have support sitting behind her or maybe an Omni.
All right, well, I know you hate this hero right now, but they've got an Omni already.
Yeah?
What about a later game OD Omni strat?
I'm not sure.
I don't think I like it versus Brew too much.
You'd be putting a lot on that Omni.
Yep.
If you ever got jumped on and just thrown up into the air, your OD's gonna die. I don't think OD really likes playing against some of these heroes either. Like, there's a lot for him to hit.
This percentage, yeah.
And I don't think it's good to have two cores that are kind of vulnerable and may need saving. Like if you have a Lina and a Lesh, it's kind of dangerous. If you have an Odie and a Lesh, it's kind of dangerous. But with the Dragon Knight as the other guy, that guy's most likely going to be fine. You can just focus most of your effort keeping Lesh alive.
You see what they did too? They switched things around. Maybe if you're paiN now, you take like an Ember because you see the DK.
But that means they could chew like DK side lane at that point in time.
You don't want. I don't think you want
to.
You'd be a DK side laner against a Brew Sand King though. I think that's why you put.
True, but you would have a really strong mid matchup.
So they take TA.
I think TA is better because you don't get abused by that potential matchup.
Yeah.
And it does well against it.
It's in a similar vein. Like,
Yeah.
you have a hero that's hard to kill.
Okay, very quickly, let's go down the line. Kevin, which way?
I think I like paiN gaming draft. I think the TA seals it.
Okay, well.
I think VP is the better team, and that's a cop-out answer, so I think they'll probably win, but I feel like paiN can definitely win with this draft. This is good team fight.
Yeah, I like paiN's draft quite a bit.
All right, okay. Our panel aren't fully convinced, but paiN Gaming do have a good draft. That gives them a chance as we head in to our first game of the day of the semi-final. Ladies and gentlemen, this is paiN versus Virtus.pro.
What a dream way to begin the day. Virtus.pro versus paiN, aggressive lineups galore. I'm Toby1, and I'm here with the wonderful Fog that will be casting this whole series for you. Fogs.
Hell yeah. This is exactly what we wanted. I can guarantee you, like, no one expected to have paiN here versus VP all the way up here in the semifinals this early on.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
It's the dream for me. I'm hoping they can keep the same level up. I'm hoping VP, both teams were saying at the very beginning, like, let's come in, let's play some fun Dota. There was nothing but smiles and giggles throughout the entire lineups, throughout the drafting phase 2. Everyone here is just looking to have a lot of fun. VP are very happy. They've already managed to get 8,322 points towards DPC. That is not an incorrect number, that's actually accurate. And paiN Gaming, they're looking to make a lot of waves here and really have confidence going into their qualifier for TI as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, looking at this draft coming to this game, they've got a lot of powerhouse heroes, very comfortable things. We've got, of course, Duster playing the signature disruptor, King RD Sand King, Weehawk playing that TA, Tavo, of course, on Brew, HFN, Gyro. All these guys have played these several times. I'm a really big fan of the Brew pick. I like how Blitz mentioned. I really thought VP would ban it because of that Omni counter, as he was mentioning. The Omni versus Gyrocopter can be pretty tough. Guardian Angel can counter a lot of that flak later on stages and the repel early.
They're already battling over this bottom room. paiN doesn't want to give an inch. VP did still, however, manage to pick it up.
Okay.
The cogs of Roger brought them to space.
Yeah, they're spamming. They're in full force right now.
Yeah, they really are. Don't burn it all too early. They need those tips for later. So it looks like Solo is going to be a little bit more of an interruption factor up on the top. Remember that that enfeeble build, which is going to make trouble for Gyrocopter a little bit later on. He went for the brain sap at the beginning. Are you a fan of that, or actually shutting down HFN earlier?
This is pressure. I think they just want to be able to pressure. It's like how do you kill this lane? You have an Omni who heals and does damage, and you have a brain sap from a Bane who heals and does damage. It's so powerful when you get this duo up here. And yeah, the enfeeble, I'm glad you pointed that out, because as the game progresses, I mean, we've seen this, one of the big teams that, one of the big players that did it was Fenrir versus Gyros, always maxing that enfeeble very early, and it really hurts.
The aggression's already coming out from King RD, so hey, while there's no enfeeble, make the most out of it. Same thing out on bottom lane. A lot of cog burning from Roger is making it so Tavo, he's got the mangoes up his sleeve so he can pop it back in, because hey, everyone starts with the 3 mango these days.
Yeah.
So heavy regeneration, you'll have it for when you need the clap, but it seems a lot harder for this bottom lane to find any kind of kills. And actually, Tavo, yeah, he's in real trouble. Roger Cog pushed him back down again. Ramsey's followed up with the stun, and Duster had nothing else he could do. Still only level 1 Disruptor.
I was about to say, too, man, paiN's in a great spot down here. They have a double creep wave pushing in. As long as they don't die under this wave, they're going to get a lot of experience out of it. They still will get all that experience, but sick play by Roger. He steps up, pushes him back. Ramsey gets the level 2 off of killing that creep. They get the stun follow-up.
I think he's looking for his second Merc, Roger. So aggression up on the top lane again, down on bottom lane. Tavo, Roger just wraps around the back. It's rinse and repeat. Lightning's up cooldown in 1 second. It won't be enough damage to kill off Tavo. As paiN Gaming do get back onto the tower, but Roger's not giving this up. He's going once more. How does he keep wrapping around the back? He's got Mango to do the cogs, and here you go with the glyph. They can stay alive with the creep wave, but it doesn't stop the dive from Virtus.pro. paiN Gaming, they're the ones who like to have normal early aggression, but now it's VP.
I mean, Tavo just TP'd back down. He has to make his long way journey back down. He's going to lose out on a lot of experience. Sure, Duster will get it, but that's very costly. Even though he's got those stick charges, beautiful plays with the glyphs. I feel like I've been seeing that more and more. Players are starting to get more used to using it early on, or using it for neat little plays of diving under towers.
Yep. Catapult has probably been the most successful one. Nightmare on top. They'll take it off with King RD. Having to sleep through it. HFN's got the distance. Burrow Strike is available too. Couple of stick charges are available. 7 for King RD. And the flat cannon of HFN will also hold back the VP aggression.
Yeah, VP's trying to get themselves some sticks too. The
sticks
how
does Roger keep doing this? He's invis on bottom lane. Right behind Tavo. Puts on the battery assault. Cogs trapping in Tavo. Once again, the stuns will work. And this dual lane, Roger's just making everything happen.
I mean, he's just getting the perfect opportunity in every situation.
I think Pasha about to have a crack on top. Nightmare is not available. Actually, with Mango, it will be. As HFN's low. DJ Nora makes it hard to run away. King RD, that's a big miss with the Burrow Strike. Opening up that opportunity to get a very easy kill, and they're looking for more. The Nightmare, they wrap around. You've got Purification in 1 second time. That damage itself will be enough to kill off HFN, and he knows it. Flat cannon for one shot, then dies straight after.
Pretty cool. I love how they're doing this lane. Like, Solo's really using the Nightmare to be that damage aspect. They're getting a lot of hits during it, but now King RD gets the stun.
Yeah, Gyrocopter's on the way in. King RD's trying to get into the fight here. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't have the Sandstorm to hide it, but he's got HFN, no flat cannon available. He used it before his death, that's why it's not here now. Another double Burrow Strike, King RD. Well, aggression for aggression. Duster's rotation in's gonna help. He has a point in Glimpse, but he'll put the wall up. Pasha locked in here with paiN. He'll go down as well, and paiN finally get themselves on the board.
Great strike back. I'm glad that Duster did this rotation too. I was gonna say that he should have done this maybe a little bit sooner, because bottom lane already became kind of a nightmare. So I think putting that defensive tri-lane up there, secure HFN's farm. We've seen what he can do when he gets secured farm these last few days.
And now VP have their choice to make. Solo, they're not gonna glimpse back. There was only a normal creep wave with him.
Look at Roger, he's on the prowl.
Again, Clockwork, you always keep your eye out for him, and Weeha's in too deep. He's got Refraction and Meld available. Do they bring Detection? They don't actually have it, so hiding inside the Meld, Roger's rotation. Without that detection, the gank is unsuccessful, but he's still low. Freeze fire?
Yeah, a little bit. Just wait. Instant stun, actually.
Yep. The Refraction's going to protect Weeha for a little bit longer, then back into Meld, back behind the tower. And no mana for Freeze Fire. Soul Rings on cooldown. Top lane, Rocket Barrage, and that homing missile. Solo can't get back past that tier 1 tower into safety. Even if that is really safety. Bottom lane, Tavo's under attack once more. 10 stick charges available. He's waiting out, being body blocked by Roger. Finally, the stick charges will connect. Roger's Battery Assault will help finish the job.
Ooh, Tavo is not having fun at all. This Leshrac safe lane with Roger's rotations.
So
really
the experience he wants as well. He doesn't have money for a TP scroll. He can't get down. Okay, now someone bought it for him. Yeah, so he can come down and at least get half of this creep waves experience.
You can tell he's not having a good time because he's actually been dropping his mangoes and stop canceling to killing them right in front of Ramses. So he's trying to get in his head a little bit.
This is the Telltale sign. Okay, Telltale sign. All right, so HFN needs more friends, and he's got him. Rotation around, Burrow Strike onto Pasha. Has Repel, Purification coming off cooldown now. Repels to begin with. The Nightmare and Disruptor means no glimpse, no wall, and basically no control. And here we go again on bottom lane. The Cog Burn, he's got a couple of stick charges, but cannot find any kind of breathing space. That's the 5th death of paiN Gaming on that Brewmaster.
You know, sometimes we say dying a couple times in the offlane is okay, but
nice wall.
5 is
Pasha,
too many.
Burrow Strike in, the Nightmare, no Solo, really? Stops the damage in and from paiN as they want to wait out the Nightmare.
Already starting to look a bit troublesome, especially on the last hits.
They'll just kill Solo now.
They're gonna
There's
try.
enough stick charges on King RD. They can just go into the trees. The
coming.
Brain Sap gives a little bit more life. King RD, thanks to that Purification. He drops down low. Solo having more life to survive. They're just glimpsing back any kind of support that's going to arrive. Solo, one more attack will do it. Nightmare, yeah, you ain't denying anything here. paiN Gaming get the kill behind the tower.
They had to commit a lot for that. They're extremely low. They've expended all of their regen. At least they're keeping the catapult alive and they're getting some damage on it there, but pretty good movements. The glimpse from Duster actually pretty much saved their lives because Roger TP'd up. If he was still there, they could have probably turned and gotten the majority of those kills.
Yeah, Roger's looking for another kill on bottom lane. Pasha chasing down Duster. He's really low on life. A couple of one charges. No, she doesn't have glimpse available, so homing missile and thunder strike down bottom. Yep. Tavo. Just like, man, somebody just... He can't even move back in jungle, right? There has to be a way out of this. There has to be a rotation to change the balance.
Roger is ruining his life.
They did the rotation, but thanks to Roger's early movement, he's already seen this rotation come. He put an Observe Ward on top of the Shrine, which where HFN already has the Smoke Pop. They'll Burrow Strike forward. They have enough damage to kill off Ramsey. Sticking down, but no! Roger! He locks him in! Finally, though, you will have the Caustic from King RD that gets the kill onto the Shrine. Brewmaster rotates over. Tavo has a kill!
He finally gets him back. I mean, he needed that so badly. That's not even just about that. That's just...
It's mental.
Needs to get it back in his head, yeah.
Like, let him get closer towards 6. Once Brewmaster Split comes in, he's got at least a chance of surviving these rotation ganks.
All these early aggressive moves, too, by Roger, it's amazing because now, like you mentioned, he's able to get those wards down, so they're able to watch when the TA is stacking or even block the camp, as we see on the left side Ancient camp where Weeha is clearing it. That's always the best thing to do. TA needs Ancients because this hero has to be playing from quite far ahead in order to have a good game.
Okay, that's cruel. Remove that stat. That's not allowed. He's having a hard day, all right?
Hey, I remember that GH game, too.
No one's having fun on middle lane. They're going to rotate in once more. Weeha locked in on the mid, and that will be No One and Roger just teaming up nicely together. It was Dragon Form into stun. We can go back to that chase on top lane. HFN made a break for the trees. Pasha just didn't have the control available until Fiend Script's here for solo. It will be a hard ask. This may be a better. He needs level 6. He's so he's so close to level 6. That's all Duster was waiting for as well. He can wall up and lock in Ramses. With the damage from the tower coming in, Duster's got a chance, and the chance will pay off. One shot to give enough life, but Roger, he's coming for the rebuttal, looking into the trees. He doesn't have the hook shot available, so he'll have to just use the vision. Juke it around, up and down. Duster, he's a mounted kind of fiend, running up a little bit further north. He's got the vision too. Roger going in deep the wall. Roger's going to get locked in, and Tavo may look for a little bit of revenge. Top lane's having its own fun at the same time. But Roger, okay, battery assault. You can battle this one out. Duster wants to stick around for the fight. Now the TP begins. There's no cleanse. Roger's TP, how successful?
Duster just dropping his clarities to try to see if he can try to make him go for the play again anyway, but Roger able to TP out. Level 6 now, acquired, Tavo. They're starting to get some of those ultimates available, and like the panel was talking about, you look at paiN's lineup, they have a hefty amount of ultimate to take those team fights. As long as they can get the levels, they know they can come out of this laning phase, because they are getting incredibly pressured. HFN is only level 5 still. Tavo got 6 before him.
That's such a quick rotation from paiN Gaming. The second they realized that Ramses was on top lane, they TP'd HFN to the bottom lane. It's like they're getting pressured so heavily in the lanes, what do? They get the best trade-off they can. Tier 1 for Tier 1 if possible. And if they can find themselves a kill or a couple of stacks, they'll go for that too. Weeha's prepping his own Ancients. But he's doing it underneath Radiant Vision. Well, Roger, no rune for you, but maybe a kill for you. Support needs to come over, glimpse him out. Ken Disruptor fights its way out of the cogs, but here we go once more. Roger, the battery assault. He's just got the range. Duster on 48 HP will survive. Now Taco will try and combo with the rotation around from King RD. They get the stun, they get the clock. Roger, no! Purification keeps him alive. They have to commit the Brewmaster split, sending the Omni Knight up and towards the air, but more support is arriving from VP. Roger will die. Disruptor is the trade-off. Another Burrow Strike. It's a perfect double for him, but no one. That Dragon Form, the epicenter damage from King RD. Nightmare from Solo. He almost survived through it. This Omni Knight's been set up and towards the air by the Brewmaster non-stop, but finally VP, they can end this debacle and get a 2-2 trade-off. I say that while Wee takes mid-tower, he's actually getting space on this TA and approaching his Deso.
And if they had HFN 6 a little bit earlier in that one, they would have had a lot more damage being able to throw in with the call down. But the fact that they were pressured so hard in this early game, they only had that one ulti available from Tavo. Pretty decent though. It's a little bit of striking back force because they get, Weehaw that space. Yeah. But still in quite a deficit. They need to be playing around their ultis quite heavily. So now they've got Disruptor ulti. They can look to be making these aggressive plays.
A good D-ward from Duster. He's cleaning up these Ancients.
He's got it.
Yeah, he got rid of the Observe Ward, which was blocking it. Roger, under the cover of smoke. Remember, he has his own Observe Ward and has level 6, so Clockwork. Looking for that hook shot. They set up with the Eul Scepter into a split earth. They have the damage to burn through Refraction, but here comes TP support. King RD, they can't get there. The cogs push him back. And now hook shot up. Roger's going to go in. Tavo, remember, he doesn't have split for another minute, so Duster's wall tries to protect him, but with the repel, Ramses walks straight through it. paiN Gaming disengaged so quickly.
They take out Weehaw, and they get the mid-tower now on VP.
Yeah, this is great for VP, moving ahead, net worth, experience. They control both at the moment, and their two big cores, that Leshrac, 6.2k net worth, 5.67 almost on the DK, well above the 4.5 of TA.
Yeah, and they've got so much burst damage to go through. This Gyrocopter is the big fear for me for paiN. Gyro's sitting at 866 life. You look at VP, they've got Lightning, they've got everything pretty much.
King RD gets the Burrow Strike off. Courier will move back a little bit further. They keep it close just in case Roger has a desire to go any further for it.
HFN's recognizing that he just needs to go for full tanky build. He's going to go for that Aghanim's Greed. I feel like he needs to, right? To match the farm.
Kind of feels that way. Well, they actually just need, they need Weehaw to be able to have the Desolator so you can just start pummeling into heroes and actually have a good fight. Because paiN Gaming, they have what they need now. Like Disruptor at least has Storm. The SK's been doing a pretty damn good job hitting these Burrow Strikes even without a Blink Dagger. Yep. So they just need that follow-up, that quick pop that gives them the advantage at the start of the fight. That's what TA is superb at doing.
And one thing they could also do is, we talked about their crazy amount of team fight. It's pretty strong around the Roche Pit. They get a Deso. They could try to smoke and go for that, go for a sneak. And if VP does respond, if they have a good way to jump outside, they could combo them.
God, Clockwork, his own smoke. He doesn't see It's smoke on smoke. Are they thinking about Roshan? They don't have the Desolator yet, so paiN can't just slip into Roshan. But they definitely do not want to take this fight on bottom lane. 2 fresh Observe wards committed by Virtus.pro. paiN will not fight in that vision.
They have to turn into something, though. They can't just lose an objective for free, so they're going to go
like
for
tier
this
1
trade.
tower top.
Yeah.
Maybe they're hoping there's a VP player that just TPs in, thinking he can defend this by himself. Because that's the jump you're looking for. That's the kill you want. Fortification is out. The tier 2 tower will finally die on bottom. And no one is coming. The bait will not be bitten by VP.
Both teams seem to play a bit of their own game at the moment. Not wanting to respond to each other.
Considering no one's defending the tier 3 tower on bottom lane, that's a very clear signal to Virtus.pro that paiN are up to something.
Definitely.
They probably knew beforehand, but this is more double confirmation, cross-referencing my essay.
Yeah, I mean, when they see nobody in the mid lane, they see absolutely nobody bottom for such a long time, about a minute and a half or 2 minutes, they know that the top side is where paiN is positioned. King RD does find himself an invis rune, maybe he can find some type of play here. And I believe Weeha does have the Deso.
Yeah, he just got it. Literally just bought it.
So yeah, this is, I mean, they could try to make that neat play, like I was saying, that Roshnik, I know VP's gonna keep eyes on it. This is gonna be the area that they're focusing.
King RD, he's walking down, now he'll see him. Sentry ward quickly planted by Solo. Hook shot forward from Roger. Duster, is this the time to let that ultimate go? They've already glimpsed back one, trying to leave paiN to fight. The Nightmare taken on by Weeha. Finally, the Storm and Wall is down. Weeha wants to find a kill. The Burrow Strike will allow him to hit him with the melt. Solo cannot survive this. Roger moves forward, but rotations. No one. Him through the north. The breathe fire connecting onto both. So really, King RD, he's very cautious about coming back into this fight. And the control, great from Virtus.pro, pulling Weeha out of the invis he was hiding in.
This is such a hard Templar Assassin game until he's got that BKB online. Versus Leshrac, versus Clockwork, these heroes, Clockwork's gonna gap close and Leshrac's just gonna pulse through you instantly. Refraction is not a thing until he's got that BKB. No one, is he gonna find a solo kill here onto King RD?
He does. Blink Dagger available. Well, then again, he needs that last breathe fire. Burrow Strike into the, oh, he actually dodges the rocket with this too. The vision of the rocket was too far away.
My God.
So the TP will work. The rest of paiN, they're hunting Pasha. Support's coming in, thanks to the repel. The homing missile does nothing, but now Brewmaster into the split. Fiend's Grip instantly cancelled, combining with a cooldown. Nightmare makes it difficult to get that quick and easy kill onto Solo, but they get it nonetheless. And a fall back out from paiN. They already lost one, they don't want to lose more.
They know how much VP responded. They already used the majority of their spells. Primal Split's ending, and
At least he can buy his Blink Dagger before death. It's something for a man who's about to be, well, he's 50% of the deaths of paiN Gaming. This will now be the 8th death of a Brewmaster.
Decent blink timing, though, for Dinosaur.
Oh, there he goes. Clockwork, in the meantime, was hooking over to Duster, so he found him. Remember those 2 Observe Wars that were planted down previously? All the information in the world for him. Blink Dagger in 7 seconds. It'll be a decent dive if no one wants to do it, and he decides against it. Back to the lane.
Yeah, I mean, this bottom vision is putting in so much work. The fact that they could apply so much pressure because of how many times Tabo died, honestly, but they're able to, I mean, when the key ward is really the Ancient Ward, and then the other high ground one is because they naturally could get that tier 2, but this one has put in an incredible amount of work. That's twice, I think, they've put it there.
Just to note too, Weeha's going to go for the Blink Dagger instead of the BKB, so it was,
you
wants to get the pop aggression before the BKB.
You need Blink into BKB. I mean, that's just like the standard for TI. I don't think you can really
you
change up the build
that, right?
too much. Like sometimes you go Blink first if you want to be more involved in your team, but
they need to actually get these Blink Daggers online, because it's not just his, it's the SK's. Not to mention the levels for King RD. He's on top lane finding that space at the moment. HFN's on the run away from Solo, and there's a lot of friends coming in. Pasha up through the side. Clockwork Rocket gives him the information with the vision. Solo almost went for the Fiend's Grip.
HFN used his TP there.
Oh,
he instantly canceled.
He can't get out. Not the Burrow Strike. Their cooldown mana has just arrived, but so does no one with a double damage rune on the Dragon Knight. It's so much damage, and Roger, he always cuts them off at the pass. The ultimate cowboy.
I think he was trying to go like right into the tree lines there and juke him so that he could TP right before the Fiend's Grip, but the rocket from Roger gives the vision. He starts to TP and instantly cancels because he knows he'll get gripped or stopped.
Oh, they're going to lose more now. Not just the 2 heroes. They'll take the tier 2 tower on top. Trade-off for paiN Gaming is the bottom tier 1 tower. It's putting money into that Templar Assassin now at 2.1k. Very, very close with this creep wave. She'll end up having that Blink Dagger available.
VP's not really giving paiN the chance to get those, use their ultimates at their greatest position because of they're playing so split up.
Gonna go for the clap into split after no one. Duster glimpses him back a little bit further in range of the tower with the Storm Wall. They definitely have this kill. With the Meld Strike, Weeha will take it. Big kill as well, 3-4-4 for that one.
2 ultis though. That's a Disruptor ult and a Brewmaster split to take out that Dragon Knight. But at this point,
it feels
well worth
right?
it. Well worth it. Yeah, they need the space. They need HFN to be able to get that Aghanims. They need Weeha to be able to get that Blink and that BKB.
Did they just ping out Roshan as well? It would be confident to actually do it.
I think without Bruce Split and without Disruptor ult, it's way too risky for paiN to go in.
And DK's back up in 21 seconds. It will take him longer than that to do it.
Definitely.
So, 18 to 12, not a bad kill ratio for time.
I mean, pretty close game so far for having, we've 8 deaths on Purtava. And he got pretty decent timing. It was like a 16-minute blink dagger. He's got phase boots, levels are decent.
Yeah. It's all those tier 1 towers that end up just going down so early on. Obviously, VP have an extra tier 2 tower on them, but both teams just seem to be very happy just to accept this. Like, if we're going to have a fight, we want to have everything we need to really play our team fight the way we want to play it.
This could be a chance where they go for it. They've got the blink now on the Sand King, so they've got the instant initiation and instant disable to maybe try to get the kills off before that repel or that Guardian Angel comes off onto the Omni Knight.
They just need someone to be out of position for this to happen. Difficult for VP. Always relying on unforced errors of Virtus.pro. Yeah, that's not the way you want to try and fight. But they get new items. Aghanim Scepter completed on the Gyrocopter. 19 minutes in.
Step 1.
Step 1, paiN, visible, killing off the TA trap, already taking a little bit of damage, and the Mel Strike. Once again, the Nightmare slows it up, but doesn't stop it. No one jumps after him. The Glimpse has to be used on no one, pulling him away to protect Weeha, who dodges the hookshot of Roger. He needs to hold him in with a cogs. The Mel Strike, Roger may die, but no, Ramses is here. Burrow Strikes are out. The Storm is still up. Weeha will finally die. No buyback available for him. So now it's up to the rest of paiN Gaming to find a solution to this fight, and they don't have it. Not when Disruptor goes down. Sand King is forced to hide inside of his own Sandstorm, but as Tavo, he can't hide anywhere. Brewmaster Split was 11 seconds still on cooldown. The epicenter from King RD. Roger dying to the Sandstorm. Something comes back for him. He can blink. He can't. The urn is keeping it on cooldown. Solo, he actually TP'd to the shrine thanks to that urn. King RD actually doesn't walk into the middle of Solo. Ooh, I don't think they know. Their timing would have been great if they did.
That was very close.
Yeah. When an urn actually saves your life.
This is the power of this first 2 pick Omni Knight. I mean, they didn't have the Bruce Split up on the side of paiN Gaming. Pasha just walks in, he just repels the Leshrac, and doesn't matter if there's a Disruptor ult.
DK Sun goes out, they glimpse him back, keep the wall up, no Disruptor ulti as you said. He needs a little bit more mana with the 2 stick charges. They have the Burrow Strike available. It's all buying time for Tambo to jump in, get the clap. There's a lot to get through no one, but that's why Weeha is here. He hasn't used the melt, doesn't actually feel the need to do it. Goes no one, he's gonna die underneath the tower. Okay, they're gonna split the gold.
I'm not too sure what he was actually doing up there.
I'm not something either.
He was pretty segregated from his team. We've Leshrac bottom, Omni Knight farming mid. Solo was kind of walking around placing wards during it. So I guess Solo at least got wards down during it, but yeah.
This is actually the opening now when you can go for Roshan, because you have Brewmaster Split. You won't have Epicenter. But you got to be having a little bit more confidence now for paiN Gaming, or maybe it's still that wait for BKB on Weeha.
I think that's one of the biggest things in this game. Like BKB on Weeha, BKB Gyrocopter, and then probably that next damage item on the Gyro so we can start getting more involved. But VP, they're going to be respawning in 10 seconds.
Yep.
And
there is a smoked up wave killer in the mid that paiN was watching. They're going to be really sad about that Observer Ward they planted down right in range of that fresh sentry. The creep wave will actually end up killing off this Observer Ward. Less vision for paiN to work with.
And now they know exactly where paiN
Smoke
was.
breaks.
Because they know that was a new ward. So they know that's what the paiN team.
Burrow, King RD, you can't Sandstorm underneath the sentry ward. Needs to outrun this one. Fuel Scepter up and towards the air. Glimpse pulls Ramses a little bit further away, so he can't do the follow-up damage. Burrow Strike coming off cooldown, and the wall from Dust creates space. But Roger, again with a hook shot. There to contain the Sand King and bring him down.
Roger's on fire this game. He's been...
Yeah. He's wanting
ridiculous.
this. He's wanting... You know what he wants.
Yeah.
Give this man a car.
Another one.
Another one. One is never enough. He's got a double garage. Mid tower's being attacked down. Tier 2 tower to open up the mid lane of paiN Gaming for Virtus.pro. As paiN Gaming still just trying to find that last bit of cash. About 800 gold away for the TA to reach her BKB.
Yeah, I mean, this honestly, the Omni Knight, Roger's been playing fantastic, but just the threat of the Omni has really been messing up paiN's game plan wanting to take these fights. Because they're like, oh, if we can just get on top of somebody and, you know, blow them up with Sand King and a Disruptor, like let's say the Leshrac in particular, it just doesn't happen now because of that repel. Pasha always in the right place to throw that on Ramses. And Ramses even looks like he's going to be building a BKB of his own, just to be careful, because now there's the Blink Dagger on the Sand King, the Disruptor ult. He wants to make sure that Pasha can play his own game and not be so at risk of running into that, because you can get caught. The AoE is pretty big. Cast range repel pretty small.
Towards the top lane, invis room for Brewmaster, potentially able to combo with Duster. They just need to catch somebody out of position. They have no vision around here until the blink comes forward. DK, yeah, they pinged him out in the trees.
Small glimpse
Brewmaster is, okay, there's your hookshot. Roger goes in, Duster now has to do some work. Tavo, isolated, wants to get the split off. Maybe he's able to do so, but the battery assault's making problems. Finally, King RD tanks it up for him, so Roger begins his run. Pasha is there to help out, so is Solo, not to mention Ramses. That Pulse Nova turns on, and Brewmaster sends him up and towards the air. No one here too. paiN Gaming, they just don't have the numbers. TA and Gyrocopter are nowhere to be found, so you already have Disruptor going down, and Brewmaster, quick blink away from Tavo. Let's top this 10th death. He wants to go to the trees, up towards the north. The rocket from Roger knows where he's going, and they just lock him in. Blink forward, Solo will finish the job with the brain sap.
Again, there in that situation, you know, the clockwork initiates in. You're like, oh, maybe this. Oh man, he's not gonna die. He gets healed. He gets piped up. Gets repelled. Everything just gets dissuaded by Pasha. It's Omni Knight. And during this now too, they have all this aggressive vision. So they saw instantly when that fight was happening. They saw, you know, 3 people there, and they saw the Gyrocopter and the TA just start bailing through the jungle all the way going down toward bottom. So they felt super confident. Now they make their way into Roche. And when you're on paiN's lineup and you see that you have a Templar Assassin, pretty much the rule of thumb is like, when you have TA or Lycan or something, you don't get that first Roche.
YOLO play, King RD.
It feels pretty
YOLO play, but look, he just knows. He just knows Roger. He knew the SK was up there. Rockets to the west, make sure there is no one blinking in epicentering to try and counter this. And they knew they could fight with no Brewmaster split. Simplest Roche for VP. Trade-off may be that bottom tower. TP support's already coming in, it's Clockwork. Into the shrine. Gonna look for the vision with the rocket. Sees both Gyro as well as Weeha. Leshrack's nearby. And there's still not enough, at least for Roger, to start this fight straight off.
He looked a little hesitant, yeah.
Well, he's been jumping in pretty deep already. But he's always been able to separate paiN Gaming. Like, he's just cuts the fight in half. Or actually more like a third. Nice, Kalims, they blink forward, but BKB will be burnt from no one.
Ouch.
Not exactly how you want to expend your 10-second BKB on a Dragon Knight, but at least you know it works now.
HFN just got his and he clicked it by accident.
It works, all right? Made in China, tested in China. Perfected in Britain. DK jumps forward, they find their target. Sentry was already down. Weeha needs to get away from this one. He knows he can't tank it out. The BKB of his. Oh, shot, Roger! Canceling off any way for Weeha to just simply escape. And remember, paiN don't really want to fight this. Actually, what? He had the refraction still up. They didn't get the damage through, so the blink away, able to work from Weeha. He creates his own space.
He tested his BKB and his really worked that time.
Yeah. Well, Virtus.pro. They can look towards the mid lane, but Brewmaster split is back up. You got epicenter available. King RD was finding space on top. He can TP in 7 seconds. He can't come back yet. They actually don't have the SK. And these continuous chain stuns under HFN, under the tier 4 towers. He just can't survive. He goes for the call down, but a defensive Your Scepter. He's got Nagus the Immortal. He wants to murder everybody with it. He'll end up dying, but killing off the Gyrocopter is worth it, and isolating the Brewmaster also great. That's the Brewmaster who's stopping the rest of Virtus.pro from diving with Ramses. What more have they got? Storm is still available here from Duster. It may be time to drop it with the wall. The double start, however, is just way too good from Ramses. VP, they are owning this paiN Gaming base in a hawk shot. Of course, Roger is coming to the fight. Never left out of a VP party. Weeha, can they do some damage? His BKB is back up. He can look for a jump, but he'll need the SK to help out. He's salving up, preps the epicenter, looking for a big Burrow Strike connection. There it comes with the clap. Brewmaster got instantly stunned, but they got the kill onto Ramses. That's bigger for Weeha. GA protecting Tavo. Please just run away. I don't want to see you die anymore. Roger, get back out. The cog's finally going to wear off, but the BTs are coming in. They can't kill the creep in time. Goes to Leshrack. He just finishes his TPM, turns on the Pulse Nova, and the heat is on. paiN Gaming being burnt in the kitchen, and they're going to get the lockdown with the Fiend script. Templar Assassin will fight back. paiN Gaming is all or nothing now. They really just have to try and hold this line. Don't let VP take the mid-rank, but I'm not exactly certain how they're meant to stop them without the SK control, without the Gyrocopter. How do you do this?
It's incredibly difficult. You see what they did there too? Ramses ball, he comes back as the Bloodstone. They glyph the wave while he boots it traveled in, so they couldn't kill the creep.
This is offensive glyphing at its finest.
Yeah.
And VP.
Multiple times they've done this too throughout just this game. And like I was mentioning, I've been seeing it more and more. We saw the one from Fnatic yesterday with that Siege creep too.
They're looking for the glimpse, blink forward, no one goes for the fight. Duster, he was just trying to prep so they had something more to fight with, but this now makes VP feel so much happy to keep going, and a hook shot! Catching Weeha, a quick 4-star pushing him up and around the mountainside. Bruma split can create some chaos, but already you've lost King RD, you lost the control. Weeha looking for the damage, but the Nightmare even stops him finishing. Roger quickly, Roger purified up. He's got the life to survive, and Weeha, there's nothing more in the bag. Sentries are everywhere. VP see everything, VP have everything, and GG, well played. paiN Gaming are putting up one hell of a fight, but Virtus.pro in a class of their own.
They made such quick rotations around. Some small mistakes, I guess, from, I mean, no one, those two deaths top probably, but other than that, they were able to just kind of run at paiN and not allow them to really get the ball rolling. We saw this was one of the games of HFN where he was very quiet. He had to just try to farm up, wasn't given the opportunities to get back in.
And just terrific performance all around from Virtus.pro. Of course, paiN Gaming, they show the reason why they are here in the semi-final.
Oh, yeah.
Their team fights are still fantastic. If they just had a little bit more to work with, their draft was good, the panel was saying it, they liked it, it could have really executed, but it's like you just didn't feel the Brewmaster that could... Roger, for me, just superstar of game number 1, always around the back of that dual offlane. It's like they never got a breather, and paiN Gaming just started to bleed from that point.
Roger, MVP for the plays. Pasha, maybe MVP of the hero, maybe him and Ramses, because they just, the nature of their heroes versus what paiN had was just so fantastic. I mean, we were like, panel mentioned, we were talking about too how Brewmaster versus Omni, sometimes you can see those situations where you can dispel the GA or you throw them up in the fights. We think we saw him get thrown up a couple times, but we didn't see the GA situation happen. Even that last situation, the Crimson Guard has popped, he couldn't even get the dispel off to get rid of that Crimson Guard, so looked like a hard game for paiN, and I mean, VP didn't make it look that tough.
Yeah, I love how you actually highlight the Omni as well. There was like one fight where I'm like, hey, paiN Gaming are doing really well, and I've realized Brewmaster has just Storm Brewlinged him up for like the entire engagement. It's like, well, okay, there's a couple of ways paiN Gaming could win. They could think about it for game 2, come back, have some fun, play some great Dota. We'll do it soon.
Thank you very much, Toby. Yes, we're back at the panel once more to break down game number 1, a game that saw Virtus.pro take the first blood in this brawl. As Machine said at the start of that game, it would be a brawl. It's exactly what we got in game 1 if Virtus.pro would have won it, but paiN definitely gave them a game.
Yeah, they certainly did. It just seemed unfortunate. For me, it all starts with the laning phase. I think the fact that the aggro dual lane from both sides, like there was going to be just more success out of this Omni Bane and their aggro lane rather than the paiN lane where they have this Brewmaster Sand King matched up against a Leshrac. They just can't really threaten that Leshrac. And we saw with the Clockwork's interference, Roger did such a great job at being able to make sure they did not really threaten Ramses whatsoever. They may have gotten this kill, but honestly, it was probably worth the exchange.
Yeah, and Will, the guys at the desk, they already, at the commentary desk, they already highlighted Roger as the MVP for this game. He is so good on these playmaking forwards. We've seen it on the Sand King, we've seen it on the clock. He's just so good at doing that.
Yeah, it feels like Roger just always knows where he has to be. He never flubs the team fights. His spell casting's impeccable. In the early laning phase, he made it so Ramses had the freest laning phase of all time. He even went mid, messed with Weeha for quite some time. Like, this guy is just so impactful at every phase of the game. When it comes to the laning phase, he's a thorn in your side. When it comes to the team fights, he's almost always hooking the right target. You see it right here.
Maybe we just have to give him another car. I don't know. We'll see.
No.
The most important thing for VP was the laning stage, though. Like, it's interesting to see the drafts kind of develop from like, oh, well, we need to worry about team fight and vision ganking and stuff, but they're just like, we're going to put 2 heroes that can nuke our opponents while healing ourselves in our dual lane, so no matter what, every trade that you do is advantageous, because that's really what these dual lanes are. Can you deal more damage to your opponents and stay alive longer than they can with right clicks? And baiN and Omni are almost always going to win those trades. So right off the bat, I don't even think we saw one good rip. There was maybe a few, but most of them were interrupted right away, didn't accomplish much, but his laning was so much.
And there's the mid matchup as well. Even if like TA versus DK, you're not going to see a whole lot of kills happening in that lane. If I'm not wrong, Will, I think you're supposed to have more CS as the Templar Assassin against a DK matchup, right?
Yeah. I think part of that was when the Clockwork came to gank him, and he had to just like sit and meld for like 2 waves or something like that. But yeah, he should still have an okay time, because the nature of TA is that this hero needs to be ahead.
Yeah, so naturally, if the laning phase isn't going to go well enough, then you're going to have slower BKB timings, which means you're not going to be able to go for that Roshan play that you're looking for. Your mid game's just going to be a bit off, and you're going to have this matchup with a Templar Assassin versus a Leshrac where you're just getting destroyed by all these various instances of AoE damage. Will, it's like this Templar Assassin, like all of his power just gets taken out somehow by the Leshrac. I don't know, maybe there's a better way to put it, but...
Yeah, definitely just stripped away from him, but...
The other really cool thing about their draft with the Omni as well is that it made their laning so good, but it also undermined exactly what paiN opened with by countering Disruptor. And Disruptor still got a lot done that game, but even making them have to chase for like an extra 15 seconds is huge.
Yep, okay, we're going to get more from all three of you in just a moment. We are off to a break though to pay some bills. When we come back, Game 2 draft will be with us. paiN Gaming are 1 down, but they've shown they've got plenty of fight left in them. Can they pull things back level? We'll find out shortly.
Jumps after him. The glimpse has to be used on no one, pulling him away to protect Weeha, who dodges the hook shot of Roger. He needs to hold him in with a cogs. The Bell Strike. Roger may die, but no, Ramses is here. Burrow strikes her out. The Storm is still up. Weeha will finally die. No buyback available for him. So now it's up to the rest of paiN Gaming to find a solution to this fight, and they don't have it. Not when Disruptor goes down. Sand King is forced to hide out of his own Sandstorm, but as Tavo, he can't hide anywhere. Brewmaster split was 11 seconds, still on cooldown.